Good evening, friends. Hello and welcome. Happy Screaming God Day. I wish it was actually Screaming God Day. It's not quite yet, but it's in the mail. So I should see it Monday, I reckon. The Screaming God's going to land on my doorstep. But thanks to a few wonderful people, Fen, a couple of others, the guy who does Scribe, we can start our campaign now and everything will be well. We're probably, yes, if it arrives on Monday, I assemble it Monday afternoon. I start painting Tuesday. Should probably finish by Wednesday or Thursday next week. So 1 week away. If I was able to get through 17 lantern years in 1 week, that'd be pretty impressive. I probably would normally do that, but we're in no rush. So that's an awful cleaning job. I'm very bad at wearing glasses. Indeed, yes. So there's a couple of events that come in at Lantern Year 3, and thanks to a few people, I've got access to those events. So we'll be able to play those events when they appear, and then we'll do the painting of the toys, and then we'll do the playthrough. G'day, Nick. Yeah, not sure. So I don't know if the vignette's actually mandatory or whatever, but if it is, cool. If not, cool. I'm just excited for new toys. How fun's that? I love Kingdom Death new toys. It's so great. This one kind of feels like a double hit. Like we got Pariah and Red Witches at the same time, and it felt like two new toys. Well, this one kind of feels the same because Screaming God and Parasite Queen, and the Parasite Queen is can slot into any campaign, and that's cool. The Screaming God, having never played it, no clue. But Node 4 doesn't feel super competitive. For me at the moment, it's always done Beetle Knight. So we'll see if this changes the complexity of that. Yeah. We'll see. So, let's talk campaign. I actually did my Lantern Year 0 already. Now, I'll tilt that camera up a bit. Needs to go up a bit. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. I already did my Lantern Year 0, but we're going to go through the steps of the setting up for stuff. We've got the settlement of El Screamador, which I'm quite happy with that name. And as always, Scribe is just the fantastic, most excellent thing in the world. You should go and pay money to the Scribe guy like I do to say thank you for all of your sensational work. It does make the playing of a solo game of Kingdom Death Monster far more achievable for me. I'm sure other people are able to do it. But let's run through the expansion. So our Node 1 quarry is the Froggo. So we've set up for the prologue of Froggo. Our Node 2 is the Screaming Antelope. Our Node 3 is the Butcher. And our Node 4 is, of course, the Screaming God. Our Node 1 Nemesis is the Pariah. Our Node 2 Nemesis is the Red Witches. No, sorry, I lie. Our Node 2 Nemesis, it is the Red Witches. And our Node 3 Nemesis is the Black Knight. Now, you're supposed to do the hand in this one, in People of the Dreamkeeper. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to ditch him because we don't have to fight the God hand. So there's actually no relevance to his fight. The only reason that you have to fight him while he's mandatory is because you have to see if he figures out what's going on with you guys becoming Ark survivors. So it makes either the final showdown, he fights you at full power or not. So we don't need to worry about that because we're fighting Parasite Queen. I have included all of my additional content, which is great. Correct, it knows, yep. Now, I obviously don't need to include any of the these ones, Partisan Ridica and all them. Yeah. But yeah, I've added all my little white box stuff. I've got heaps of white box stuff, which is great. And we are going to include the Nucleope, which is great. Yes, indeed, we will see the Nucleope in there as well. So we're going to do encounters with the Bone Eaters. We're going to do Scouts, Seed Patterns, Wanderers, Characters. Now, Scouts is a fun one because I know that the Screaming God is all about speed. So that's going to be interesting to see how I handle that. And we are going to include the Preacher as our Wanderer, whom I've not used. So that is all of the content that you need to know on that front. Now, I've also included my 5 strain fighting arts. And so the 5 that I've chosen are Ethereal Pact, Infernal Rhythm and Shield Orang, Armored Fist, and Agility Fighter. So there is a lot of great things about strain fighting arts that I get pissed off that we don't get to use with Ark Survivors. It's a frequent frustration of mine, but yeah, they're in there. And I don't think there's too much else. So yeah, philosophies, I have chosen my philosophies. We're going to go for Champion. We're going to go for Facism and Impermanism. I hate Impermanism, but I also hated Deadism. And then I did it a few times and I started to love it. So I'm hoping the same will happen with Impermanism. But we're doing People of the Dream Keeper, so then it's Dreamism and Survivalism. And our Node 2, or our Tier 2 philosophies are going to be Gatherism, just so we can play some more Gatherism. And then I went for Optimism. Hello, Zwex. I went for Optimism because I haven't used it very much. It's one of my least favourite. Again, I'm trying to use stuff I don't use. And then Gourmandism, but I might change that. I might go Regalism or something. I love Regalism. I love that helmet you get. Sick. Yeah, so that's those. And then Preacher. Yeah, I don't know anything about Preacher. I don't know anything about Screaming God. So that's always exciting. I think if you are playing Kingdom Death, you absolutely must go in completely blind. Don't ruin it for yourself and learn about shit before you go in. It's just not worth it. That's how I feel anyway. So I have completed more than 20 full campaigns of this game, and thus, if you are not familiar, there is a page in the core rulebook called Game Over, which has some benefits for completed campaigns. And so I have benefits and things. So I have a few additional bits on my thing. I've got Acid Storm appearing multiple times. I start with a Survivor Corpse in the prologue. I have Ocular Parasites, which gives all my survivors +1 accuracy. But there is a penalty in this first showdown, which is that the Frog Dog has +1 damage token and -1 movement. Now, that could be very, very bad because he rolls a lot more dice than the guy, but he's a little bit less accurate. So we shall see if this is going to be a multiple prologue session where we have to do several prologues to get through, or if we get it over and done with in the first crack. I don't lose a lot of showdowns in general, but I've lost a couple to the Frog Dog. It's proved quite challenging for me. We've got our 4 survivors as always. We've got Alistair, Urza, Glow, and Lucy. Why am I taking 3 females? Absolutely no reason whatsoever other than I want to use my sweet girl models. We've got a side view as well. Here's a cool side view. Yeah, it's good.
It's good.
So
we'll
hopefully,
I'm going to try and get that angle just even a little bit better so we can see my little toys better.
That should be fixed now. That's good, thank you. Yeah. So that is the camera that is on is picking that up with its mic. That since I just set it up and I don't normally use that camera, that's why you're hearing that for the first time. We've got our book angle as always, which has all of the books pages that we can read. And we've also got this angle, which I haven't had in previous ones. So this is actually just a little shot behind the screen. So this is my, oh, it's frozen. Well done, Deno. There it is. This is my little card holders with all the stuff. So yeah, the side view is pretty cool. I like the side view. We can zoom it in a bit too, but getting the angle right is tricky. And yeah, getting the amount of light it lets in is tricky and stuff. Yeah, bone eaters are in as well. Yeah. It's hard to get all the the little camera angles right because you don't want to block any of your other camera angles. So getting yeah. Anyway, this is completely irrelevant for the people that are watching. But just know that I spent a lot of time setting up my angles. Yeah, these are just my card holders. I just got them from Officeworks. They're just little business card holders. And yeah, I use them in pretty much every time I play solo when there's cards, decks of cards. Just holds them, keeps them neat, keeps them organised. Because they're on an angle, you can see each row of stuff and you know which one you're grabbing. It's great. I also use these from IKEA for holding tokens, which you've probably seen before. But for this game, I have I think it's the XE laser insert. I've actually got two of them because it fits in the gambler's chest as well. So I've got the XE laser insert for both boxes and that fits all my cards and I expect it's going to fit most of the expansion cards. I've still got a lot of room, terrain, everything. So it all pretty much fits in two boxes with the exception of all the rule books. So yeah, so I think that's it. Oh, I did build a character deck too, but we obviously don't need to worry about that until we gain the character innovation. I have put in all my stuff. So yeah, we're going to use Scribe to do fighting arts and disorders because I have not yet got the Screaming God box. It's, as I said at the start of the stream, it is on Monday that it should arrive. I'm going to check me app. Let's check me app. The Australia Post app. Yep. So I reckon Monday or Tuesday. We have the recipes. So I have downloaded this little thing that Zwex sent me. Was it you, Zwex? I'm pretty sure you did. Yeah, that I haven't printed out yet. But I'll just add it to this page, I guess. No, we'll call that, stop it. Call that cooking. We'll put it on this page. It's not King's birthday for me. Brisbane's got a weird thing going on. We don't have a public holiday until October now, which is depressing. Load it up, load it up. Did this save in that spot or is it in this page? Yeah, so this is the cooking recipes that have been sent out by the legends at the Kingdom Death New York one, I think, or something like that. I don't know. So these are cool. These are cool, right? I've got 2 of them, I think. I put them aside. I've got 2 of them. I've got the Spidicular boil and one of the others. But yeah, so this is actually a reason. Yeah, I can, mate. This is actually a reason to do cooking, because cooking is just a complete waste of time at the moment in my opinion. It's not, but it's I always drop priority because I think, yeah, I'm not gonna worry about doing any recipes. I'm just taking it for the extra endeavour, and I think it comes with survival limit bonus and stuff. It's still fine, but now with these, there's actually a really strong reason to do it. So so we're obviously going to use the Great Leg de Grenouille, Spindly Paw, Guild Fungus, Fresh Acanthus to get us movement, which is awesome. And then we actually can do the the best one, which is the +1 evasion, because we've got Screaming Antelope in our campaign, because that one only requires Screaming Antelope stuff, which is cool. Yeah, exactly. Fen all over it. So they're the two we've got. So everything here is set up. I've got this angle here, which is where we'll lay out our cards. And as always, we have our card display where we can zoom in on whatever cards we want. And that's it. So I'm ready to go. I'm going to try and just play a little, just try and slow down a bit. My last couple of campaigns, I just blitzed through them, and it was awesome. But I just want to make sure I'm having a good time, just having fun. And I always have fun when I play Kingdom Death, but yeah, it's nice to just enjoy it, enjoy all my cool little painted toys and how good this game looks on the table and how good it looks on camera. I've spent so much time. So there's one of the guys in the Kingdom Death Discord in Lantern's Reign, Devereaux, has been trying to do some streaming, and I've been talking to him about my setup and what my setup looks like, and I took a photo of it, and he's just like, because there's so many layers to making a stream look good, to making a physical board game look good. This is a camera that's directly above this here, right? Very simple. But if I get the positioning of the lights wrong, then what happens is, and you can see it just up the top here, you get hotspots from the glare of the sleeves. So my lights are in very key positions to make sure that doesn't happen. We go to this angle, this light here is positioned so that my main angle doesn't have compromising stuff, but then we get a little bit of this glare from here. So to combat that, I always try and have just a slight angle on this page so that you don't get any reflectiveness on there. That is also a very good point. Yes, I'll come to that in a second. And then, I've got a top-down angle here. I've got this side angle here. I've got my card display angle here. I've got my face cam. Most people don't worry about a face cam because it blocks the stuff, but, I feel like it adds more engagement. I added this shot. It's crazy how much you put into it. And then, so Devereaux's doing his first stream of his upside down pariah. So he's glued his pariah to the roof, and he's moving stuff on the roof, which is awesome. The coolest thing I've ever seen. But he also realised how difficult it is to actually stay engaging while you're trying to play Kingdom Death and remember all the rules and have everything work. It's quite a lot of effort. I'm actually just going to zoom that out just a touch. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it takes a huge amount of effort to be interesting to listen to. Yeah, usually I'll link the video actually because it's pretty awesome. It's pretty unreal. I saw it and I just said this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. So yeah, go give Devereaux a subscribe and all that sort of gear. There's the link to the actual video that was recorded, and yeah, you can see the upside down shots of this. Oh, it's just awesome. It's the best thing ever. He magnetized everything, so I can't explain how cool that is. It's my favorite thing. Yeah, he ordered a lot of stuff that I recommended, and yeah, it's going to be great. I hope he does a lot more. Oh, thanks, Abaddon. Yeah, I've got a bit of a trademark with the old Hawaiian shirts. Very soon you'll be able to see another selection of Hawaiian shirts in Big Deno, in some other stuff that's coming out soon that I can't talk about. The ZWEX knows what's going on, and it's going to be amazing fun. Now, I forgot that you don't get these starting knowledges in this one. It's only in the Crimson Crocodile Showdown. That's a little disappointing. Well, I've got them. You're right. I've got matte sleeves, right? I've got the Game Genic sleeves. But what they do is they have a tendency to just dull the camera just fractionally. So it makes the text look a little bit less visible. So when I do this zoom, like that's, because this is actually still the main camera angle that I'm just digitally zooming. When it's got the matte, it's even harder to read that. Anyway, so that's why I use this one, which is cool. The camera does struggle with the matte ones, which is why I don't use them. Also, they're more expensive than the Sleeve Kings. So, anything else I need to talk about? Yes, I've got me dice. So I selected some dice for this campaign. I always like to have a variety of colours. I have my favourite dice, which are these blue ones, have been on an absolute tear. They've been on an absolute tear for me. So I'm sticking with the blue ones. These are the all black ones. I think they're some of my favourite. They look so cool, but they're awful to see on camera. Do we get them? Page 5. Let me check. Ark Survivors. Yeah, they are. Excellent. I couldn't find it on the main page. Good work, Blue Chopper. We get to add those knowledges. So I probably won't use these blackout ones for the hit locations. And I've got my green ones. My green ones are also some of my favourites. So yeah, we got some cool dice. That's all my story was. I didn't roll too badly in Hop the Marcus. I made some mistakes in that first session that I shouldn't have done. I would have had more things. I actually rolled pretty fine and normal. All right, well let's randomise these. I got them out because I was thinking it was, and then as I was setting it up, I was reading the Prologue page, and I was like, where does it say that? You don't get them. This is bullshit. I am Def Callion. How are you, mate? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So fear, A on trespass. You should do that. So Alistair, hunger. G'day, Lorenzo. Yeah, so Alistair has hunger. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? And I'm just using my experience here with Scribe to make my life a bit easier. We're going to turn off the ones that we're not using. Lanternism, verminism, deadism. Just so we minimise some of the knowledges that we have to scroll through to get them. We need dreamism, we need champion, facism, gourmandism, we might need homicidalism, we're using impermanism, Marrowism, optimism, regalism. Yeah, well, okay, so that's fine. Okay, that'll just make my life a little bit easier, because one of the things that does suck about using Scribe on the BlueStacks emulator is you have to scroll down like this. So Alistair has hunger. It didn't turn him off. I'm an idiot. There'll definitely be a way to do it though, so I might go and do that. Yeah. I'd be happy to pull on the boots. But yeah, it was disappointing. That's a sports reference for people that have no idea. Those silicon rings are from Stonemaier Games. They're the Scythe base snaps. And they have 9 different colours. Here are the other colours. Yellow, orange, green, purple and black. And it matches the colours of the factions in Scythe, but just so happens to also match colours that Scribe lets you select, which is cool. I would have set this up beforehand if I had darkness. And the last person is Lucy Lou with fear. So we do need to come up with a naming convention for this campaign. I was thinking Marvel characters. I haven't used Marvel characters yet, so that could be fun. But I always like to have my 4 starting survivors be Alistair, Urza, Lucy, and Zachary or Glow, because I think it's cool to see how far they can get in the campaign. It just makes it easier for me to remember who they are. And also I like their characters, but we ditched Zachary from this one. Different mythologies could work. I've never done mythologies. So far my campaigns have been, I did a Wheel of Time one, I did a Game of Thrones one, I did a food one, and then I did a candy and cola one, and then I did a I did a Scribe, a random one, and then I was going to do flowers for the girls, the 7 girls. I was going to do flowers, but I ended up just using fun names for them. I can't remember what my other ones are. I did a Harry Potter one. Yeah, I did a Harry Potter one. So we had Hermione. She was a stunner. I can't remember. Anyway, so I was thinking Marvel. I was thinking Marvel movies, but yeah, gods could be quite cool. Different mythological gods. Egyptian. Very much. We'll just shuffle the fart deck. Yeah, so for anyone that's new, that's watching this for the first time, I don't normally worry about making this disclaimer, but I know a lot of people watch the Kingdom Death content that I put out. It is very, very difficult to manage everything that is happening in this game, and I do make mistakes. I don't intend on making mistakes. I try to correct them where possible, but at the same time, if I make a mistake, I move on. I learn and try not to do it next time. But for me, it's far more important to have fun and have cool experience rather than get hung up on trying to play perfectly. I know Bra loves playing absolutely every rule to a T. So if you want someone who's really trying to play by the absolute letter of the rules, Bra is a much better person to watch. I try to play by the spirit of the rules and also have fun. But I roll a lot better than he does. So if you want to see someone succeed at a campaign, you should continue watching me. All right, let us depart with our survivors. Boom. Okay, so we're in the Prologue Frog Dog Showdown. One of the other things I want to try and do is I want to try and talk a little bit more about strategy. Like I've listened to a few of my streams, and I do a lot of things that I don't really explain, just in terms of positioning and stuff. I was going to make a video on, a basic Kingdom Death primer and just some things to think about when you're playing and stuff. But Fen's already done a lot of content of that nature that's probably better than what I would do. So, but yeah, I'm going to try and explain a few of the strategic choices that I make and so on. So in this particular showdown, this Prologue one, you have a primary target, which is this guy. And then you have the other areas that you can deploy your guys. So because the Frog Dog has a weakness, G'day Dantham, for attacking in the rear, you need to attack it from its butthole, which, by the way, let's look at the side angle. You can see there's actually shit on the butthole. Very good. You want to have people positioned to be able to attack in the blind. And so this layout that I've opted for is potentially optimizing that. We want to have a primary target. You could have all three of them here, but I get a survivor corpse because of the thing. Do I get a copperfish den in this? Oh, yes, I do. Sick. I was in a rush to set this up. Don't hold it against me. Copperfish den. Sweet. There's my little thing. Here's another thing I've done with my game. I have blacked the side of all of the cardboard pieces. It just looks very refined. I just use a Nico pen for that. It was very easy, but it looks really, really good. I don't know where my copperfish den is. Maybe I'll just use this debris. Early copper, yeah, good one. Early copper that we can't use for 20 years that we'll probably lose. Yeah, and it's set up at least 6 spaces away from all of the terrain. That's just ridiculous. All right. There we go. There's me copperfish den all the way over there. I made a copper set the first campaign I played, and I was like, this is great. And since then, I haven't even bothered. It's just a lot of effort for not really anything. Anyway, so I've got 2 people ready to attack in the blind. This person's going to collect the survivor corpse. Easy, right? But this game, people will often comment that I have great luck, and I have certainly probably rolled my fair share of 10s. But I do think that positioning is the part of this game that allows you to capitalize on good luck. And if you are able to position your models in the right spot, you're more likely to benefit from the rolls and more likely to capitalize on good luck. So I'll try and sort of explain a little bit more of my methodology of where I'm moving and why, rather than just doing it and talking. But I can't make any promises. So excellent. We're ready to go. So I'll just remind myself of these since I haven't played for about 6 months. So here's the fart deck. We've shuffled that. That's done. Nobody has any stink tokens because we don't have any stinky gear in our gear grid. At the start of the monster's turn, play all farts on the sphincter, and then it's going to leap and all adjacent survivors and survivors the monster lands on. Perfect. I remember everything well. I shuffled this, I shuffled this. We have our survivors. I gave Alistair an insanity because we got a skull, and so a random survivor of your choice gets an insanity when you gain a skull. So that's what we've got. And that's it. So let's crack on and have some fun in this prologue. remembering that this guy is +1 damage on all of his attacks because of ocular parasites. Before I do, I just want to read this again. So this is this one that I want to fling a stone at? Busted Knuckles. Yeah, I think that's one we want to stone, isn't it? Twitching digit flexors on top. Perfect. Busted Knuckles. Okay, so it's a wet slap. We know it's a wet slap. There it is. The closest survivor in range. We've already prioritised who that is because we're clever. So it's a 3 speed, 1, 2, 3, accuracy 5+. We don't have any evasion, so we're going to just roll a lot of 1s and 2s on this roll to start us off. Come on, Dano. 4, Lantern 10, 8. Not so much. We have boots and body. So Alistair's not going to dodge either of those because he doesn't die. And that will be fine. But he is knocked down because he suffered a severe injury. We can't even encourage him. Poor guy. And then we perform Gaseous Bloat. It's Wet Slap. Yeah, so we start with Wet Slap and Twitching Digit Flexors. And the actual AI cards are over here. So we have Wet Slap, Gnashing and Barking, Just a Taste, Phantasmagoria, Twitching Kick, Abrasive Lick, Soaring Bony Punch, and Snatch and Squash are the starting cards for that. All right, so we've obviously got this set up exactly as we wanted to. We've got 2 survivors that can go and attack the blind spot, which will hopefully allow us to remove the fart from the fart deck. Now, one of the rules is start of the monster's turn. Yeah, so if you attack, suffers a wound from a survivor in the heinous origin. A squealing emission dissipates harmlessly. So we're actually going to leverage that by using glow, and she's going to walk into. Oh, hang on, what's me knowledges? Glow, darkness, when you suffer brain damage. Which is the one that does stuff when you wound. When you suffer damage, when you suffer brain damage. Yep, no, okay, cool. So yeah, Glow's going to walk into the heinous origin and throw a stone. So we eliminate the fart from the fart deck. So that is discarded. So we automatically critical the twisting digit flexors. We have a persistent injury, which is busted knuckle. This one goes away. Alistair has he has hunger. So when he gets to the aftermath, I hate the starting knowledges, man. I don't give a shit if they level up ever. I don't want them to level up. They're just the shittest. There are people that say they're all right. I am not one of those people. So let's get this out of the way. We're going to go here and we're going to grab the Survivor Corpse. We get a 1, which is a pretty bad result. We just gain an insanity and we archive that terrain. Cool. Then she's done. So done. So Urza will go into the blind spot and she will attack with Fist and Tooth. So we've got +1 accuracy. And we're not going to use the stone. So we're going to hit on 6s because we're in the blind. And then, is this guy a toughness 6? On the prologue, it's over here, Dano. He's toughness 7. Oh, man. No, that's okay. We'll go Fist and Tooth. We'll try and get some resources and stack it up. It's not going too bad so far. That's a 5 and a 7. So we get 1 hit. And the hit location we draw is, the Twitching Course Crest. So no one's stinky and no one's insane. So no one's getting any luck from this. But we're a 7 to wound, 9 to crit. That's a 4. We fail. So that one is done. And we will move on to the monster's turn. So, next round, crit it. No crits. Not yet, it's too early. All right, let's have the one that he falls down with. The closest stinky survivor, there isn't one, so we don't do that one. A random threat in range. So he is -1 movement, which means he's only movement 5, so there's only 2 options, and it's one of these 2. So on 1 to 5, it's her, and 6 to 10, it's her. So that's Glow is going to be the one to take the heat from Just a Taste. Suffer bash and monster level brain damage. If the target is wearing metal armor or has a sharp weapon, the monster suffers a wound. That's great. I've never done that. That's fine. Okay, so 3 speed, it's hitting on 5s. He's going to turn around and face us. Boop. So that's 3 hits on Glow. We'll be switching to stones very quickly to attack, I think. Cool. And these locations are the body, and the head. Exceptional stuff from Glow. So we'll dodge the head, and we'll take a severe injury roll on the body. And we are suffering bash and 1 brain damage. Good work, Glow. So severe injury roll on the head of Glow. It's a 3. She's got her head chomped off. She's dead. Decapitation. You are dead. Oh, you know what? I should actually copy this. How do I do that? That's, yeah, it'll scream it all. Copy settlement. There we go. Yeah, the frog's a bad idea, man, with the +1s. Okay, just in case I need to reset, because I'm very likely going to have to reset. All right, Glow, you are dead. Thank you very much for your time. But at least we're going to get Principal Death. Yep, great, that's it. Cannibalize unlocked, very, very likely. Cool. So Alistair now stands up and he is in the spot. That did not have a fart attached to that. So we might start with Alistair. And yeah, we're going to switch to stone, attacking with the stone. So that's accuracy 7, so 6, 5. So we're hitting in the blind spot in 5s to hit. That's a 2 and a 3, Alistair. Very unfortunate for you. He's actually going to move, and now this is one of the, again, strategy things. Attacking this guy when you can leap is always going to guarantee your wounds much more effectively, but you run the risk of the guy jumping on your face. So I always think moving on to the leafs is a good idea, but I always try to avoid moving onto the same leaf with multiple survivors. So Alistair is going to move to this leaf, and then, but we'll put him in this corner here. And the reason we're going here is because it's most likely to be able to reach the other leaves if he moves away. Very good. So I probably will fling a stone from loose at this point, because she can't do any other attacking. So yeah, we'll fling a stone with Lucy and then move her onto the thing. The monster is knocked down. Oh, that's nice. That was a reflex one. So we do the wound. The monster is knocked down, but gains +2 toughness until the end of the round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now Urza's going to attack, and the dice efficiency now, his toughness 9, so you're either, if you're wounding on 9s, either way, we're better off rolling with the fist and tooth. It literally has, there's no difference. There's literally no difference, because we're critting on 9s or we're wounding on 9s. The fist and tooth is more likely to crit, but we're still hitting on 3s. So Urza, Rolling to hit while we're knocked down. A 2 and a 1. Urza, you've really been disappointing so far. So she'll move to this position here. Cool. So we have Phantasmagoria, which is the farthest threat in field of view. The target is frozen in place. Okay, and intimidate. Nice. So move so you're exactly 5 spaces away. Winning on 8s? Okay, no, because he goes to toughness 9. We'd be winning on 8s with the things. Nick, I don't use object source lighting. I'm not a fan of that particular approach on this. There's a few reasons for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's knocked down. Target is frozen in place. Yep. Monster level brain damage and is knocked down. So Lucy has fear, which doesn't help us at all. Monster level brain damage and is knocked down. Boop. I'll explain why I don't like it. So the OSL it's a cool technique and it's great. But it only usually looks good from certain angles, and it also, for me, it sort of locked me into having to do that on every single model. I didn't really feel like doing that, because to do OSL correctly and properly, everything else needs to be a lot darker. Like for example, if you're standing in a well-lit room and you put a torch on, it doesn't cause any lighting effects. That's not how light works. So for you to have that glow, your rest of your model needs to be darker. I just wanted to enjoy the models and see the models more cleanly, and so I decided to do no OSL, which I think is a decision I'm relatively happy with. Okay, so let's do some jumping. Jump around. Jump up and get down. So we'll go here first. Because he is the closest. No, we'll go Urza. It's time for you to make up for your shit, Urza. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She's jumping into the blind spot. Now, we're hitting on 7s. When you leap on the mammoth leaf, you don't get a bonus to your hit roll. You only get a bonus to your accuracy. So I think we're best off using the stone. So we're going to roll with our founding stone on her. She's still got her stone. So she is hitting in the blind spot on 5s. So that's a 5 and a 4. Good job. It's an impervious hit location. Tremendous. The +3 strength. She rolls an 8. It does nothing. Urza continuing her wonderful performance. Alistair will jump into the blind as well, and he rolls a 9 and a 10. What a champion. He gets the trap. All right, all at once, all adjacent survivors suffer monster level brain damage. So Urza's going to suffer 1. She hasn't suffered a brain trauma. Alistair is going to suffer 1. And he is not going to do anything. I fucking hate Urza. She's just the shittest. Perform basic action targeting Alistair. Alistair's about to cop a fart too now. Basic action, 3 speed, hitting on 5s. 8, 4, and 5. He is doomed, so he can't dodge. So he's going to take a hit to the body and another hit to the body. Boo. So that's 2 severe injury rolls for Alistair. So the first one is a 9. That's all right. What's a 9? I printed out my severe injury sheets, by the way, so I don't have to do that. I've always had that, but if you didn't know. Collapsed lung, -1 movement token. Alistair is movement 4. For this showdown. And his second severe injury roll on the chest It's a 1. Alistair's dead as well. No. Dead. We do get a benefit out of that. If we make it through the showdown, which at this point in time is looking unlikely. And I'll just reiterate, this is because this guy has +1 damage from ocular parasites. It's absolutely punishing with the frog dog. Absolutely punishing. Okay, we really need this card to be the one that he falls over from Busted Knuckles. Soaring, yes! Reduce the damage from this attack to 1 after all modifiers. Woohoo! So it's the farthest threat in range. Unfortunately for us, that is Urza. So he's going to jump there. He's going to roll 3 speed on a 5+. 5, 5, 10. Okay. Urza. Body, waist. Or sorry, boot, waist. Go Urza. And this is an interesting thing. Technically, it says the lion. It doesn't say the Prologue monster. So you don't have to do it and you can still get ocular parasites. But I think it's intended, so I try to play as intended. Oops, and I forgot to put a fart, so we're going to do a fart first. Bitter emission. Target survivor the fewest spaces from the heinous origin. So she was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it's Lucy. She gains a stink token on your loose. And, yeah, okay. Lucy's got a stink token. And a -1 evasion. Well, that's going to help the situation. Cool. So the soaring bony punch is done. So she's now going to stand up, Luce. She's ready to roll. Let's do it. So we're going to leap into the blind, onto the rear, whatever it's called. And we will swing with fist and tooth because we've chucked our dagger already. An 8 and a 5. The 8's a hit, but the 5 is not. The twitching coarse crest. Oh my god. Oh, we're not insane. That's a shame. Be good to suffer a brain trauma. So we're strength 0, which means we are wounding on a 4 and critting on a 9. I rolled that on the... Oh my god, it's a 9 on the floor. I should take that. It's a 4. It's a wound, but not a critical, but the critical would have had no effect anyway. Good on your loose. Once again, doing hard work. We appreciate you. We'll attack with the Founding Stone with Urza. She rolls an 8 and a 9. All right. Odds on the trap. No, there's a wound and a reflex. All right, so we want to try and do this one first because the critical will knock the monster down, which will cancel that reflex. And that one is all adjacent survivors gain a stink token. So we're critting on 10s and we're wounding on 6s. That's a 1, so it's not a wound. And this one, that is an 8, so it is a wound, but it is not a critical, unfortunately, for the good guys. So the reflex, perform leap and gaseous bloat. The leap is going to go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's going to leap to here and face like so. All right, we're still in it. Let's go. Okay. So the fart happens first. Target is survivor, so it will be Urza. She suffers monster level damage to the arms and gains a stink token. Okay, so everyone's got 2 stink tokens now. And the card we draw is Just a Taste. The closest stinky survivor. That is Urza. Oh, she actually should have moved to the thing. Should I? Yeah, I'll move her to the thing. So it's actually Lucy who's got that. Okay, so Lucy's getting attacked. So we're going to move an attack target I'd love to dash away here. I'd really love to dash away, but I can't. 3 speed, Lucy has a -1 evasion token, so this guy's hitting on 4s, and I'm suffering passion and a brain trauma. 2, 6, and 5. So 2 hits, we can dodge 1. Let's see if we can get the waist on one of our body. I'll dodge 1. This attack, however, is going to knock me over and I'm going to suffer brain damage. So let's roll my brain trauma. We roll a 6 on the brain trauma, which is danger seizure. Deal 1 damage to yourself. She deals 1 damage to her own head. And gain a random disorder and 1d5 insanity. She gets 8 insanity, which is 4. Alright, so she has suffered damage 1, and then she suffered another damage 2 from whacking herself, and then she also suffered damage, so she's got fear 2. Fantastic. Yep, and a random disorder, so we're using this. She gets squeamish. Lose all your survival. Perfect. So she's knocked down. All right, Urza is in position now, ready to jump. She's the only person with stones, so she'll go in with her stone. That's 1 hit. Good work, Urz. Festering Maw. All adjacent survivors gain a stink token. If the attacker is sane, they gain the E-Proctophilia, unless she can critical. She cannot critical, but she does indeed wound. So she's going to gain E-Proctophilia, and we're going to gain some more stink tokens. Boot, boot. Disorder. Perfect. Urza might be getting through it for us. Let's see. So he's done. Let's see what card he draws. He draws, yes, the busted knuckle one. The farthest stinky survivor. So that can be either of them. That can be either of them because they're both stinky. It doesn't say stinkiest. Perform leap. The target suffers grab. Oh, I definitely didn't do that last time because I was so excited about the busted knuckle. Well, let's do that now. So leap. Pressing the wrong button. Over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Boop. Boop. So we're going to suffer 1 damage to the arms. And then we're going to hit 1, 2, 3 speed. 1 hit. Where does it go? On the waist. She's already knocked down, so we'll keep that. And that's only 1 speed thanks to the busted knuckle. All right, Luce stands up. Luce stands up. Oh, stop pressing that one, Deno. That's the wrong angle. So Lucy's up and about. She's ready to go punch, literally punch with her fists. Yep, we'll do that. She'll walk to there. She'll punch with her fist and tooth. She rolls a lantern 10 because Lucy's the best. There's no reflex on this. We can knock the monster down. So we're wounding on a 7, critting on a 9. It's a 1. On your loose. So the Froggo does the farthest threat in field of view. Oh, he's going to intimidate Lucy. You're a legend. Full move the monster until it's exactly 5 spaces away from the target, and then turn to face them. 1, 2. You can't see that angle. Let's go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then turn to face, suffer monster level brain damage, and are knocked down. So Lucy's going to suffer 1 brain damage. but she has plenty of brain damage ready to roll. 4 wounds to go. She's knocked down. Urza stands up. Urza's going to move 1, 2 and stare this guy in the face and punch him in the face with her sword, with her stone. A 7's a hit. Ocular parasites for the win again. Ooh, twitching mammary sac. So we could get persistent injury spraying frog milk here. Let's use a blue dice. That would be nice. On a critical, we get -2 toughness. It's a 2. We fail to critical or even wound. Once again, Urza, tremendous performance. All right, we have, oh no, the farthest stinky survivor. That is now Lucy, because she is the farthest stinky survivor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gonna leap all the way over here. That's nice of you, Frog. Lucy's down here. Lucy cops it in the head. Uh-oh, Lucy's having a severe injury roll. She rolls a 10. Yes. Okay, that's a good plan. We might do that. We might do that. See if we can, the dice can make that happen. And then we're going to attack her. 2 hits. Waist and head. She has no survival left to dodge the head roll. So she doesn't take any damage from the waist, but on the head, she rolls an 8. Oh my God, Lucy, you're the greatest. Concussion, gain a random disorder and a bleeding token. Go, Luce. Random disorder. You do not generate endeavours when you're an returning survivor. Well, this is looking very promising, this prologue. I did say that the frog is a very challenging prologue with ocular parasites. So we'll just move Urz to here. Now this froggo is only speed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so he can't, 1, 2, yeah, he can't get to Urz, and Lucy's knocked down. So if this says closest threat, it's probably good for us. Farthest threat in field of view. Oh, good. So he's just going to turn around, move so he's 5 spaces away from us, 1, 2, 3, and knock us down. And we're going to suffer brain damage, which is going to trigger a brain trauma. She rolls a 1. She's dead as well. But she did get a progress from despair. All right, Urz. Good work. It's all on loose. Seems less than likely. But Lucy can walk over into the blind and attack from there. She's only got fist and tooth though. Lucy. That's a 2 and a 5. That's 2 misses. We get just a taste, 3 speed. We suffer bash and brain damage if we get hit. We've got a -1 evasion token. That's 3 hits. I think we can probably call it at this point, can't we? Body, boots, head. Yeah, that's bleeding tokens through the wazoo. Body is 1 severe, head is 1 severe, boots is only 1 damage. No, 2 damage. Ooh. Head, that's a 3. Her head's been chomped. All right, all right, all right. The frog's a punishing guy. That's all right, we just re-rack. This is the cool thing about this prologue. It's easy to just throw back in. So we'll go back to El Screamador, and here we are. Yeah, El Screamador, ready to go. Take 2. I don't think, we don't need this. Boom, 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 boom. Good, all right, let's try again. Easy enough. We'll leave Alistair in front again. It's the wrong person to use, but I'll just repeat how much I very much do not care about these stupid things. The stupid starting knowledges. Okay, so we need a wet slap. There it is. We need twitching digit flexors. Where was the trap? I always like to see where the trap is when I shuffle. It's always nice when I manage to shuffle it onto the bottom of the deck. It's always nice. And we'll shuffle the farts. And we'll get my stones back. Yeah, that's fair. I think I did. Crimson Croc took me 3 tries once with Ocular Parasites, which I think is on camera. And then I think the last Frog Dog took us 3 fights as well. So, yeah. All right. It's a wet slap. Let's start again. Alistair getting punched in the face by the Frog Dog. Here he is. He's staring it down very bravely. 2 hits. Good start. Where do those 2 hits go? The body and the hands. So Alistair will not use his survival. Danton, that's a great question, and I know Fen is supportive of that approach because it's one of the best things about the Croc is you actually do get to, yeah. But no, we probably won't. Nick, the app is called Scribe, and it is I would say, essential for a solo player. Alice is knocked down, so let's do Glow. She's actually here, by the way. We'll go this 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll throw a stone in the rear. So Lucy uses her stone. What do you know? Busted knuckle. Wound done. We'll go down here and pick up a skull. Hey, I'm pretty sure that is a skull. 6 to 10, gain 3 insanity and a skull. It's already a better start. Oh. 1, 2, 3. She doesn't have any damage. Very good. So done. Can't do anything. Done. Ur's going to jump in as well. Have a swing with her Fist and Tooth. We'll try Fist and Tooth. We'll be, oh, it's a 9. Good work, Urs. Might have to revise our estimates. Critical on a 9. All survivors gain 1 insanity. No, it's not a wound, so we fail. So he's going to perform Leap and then Gaseous Bloat. Should he use the daggers? It's just silly, Deno. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Jumps to here. So Gaseous Bloat puts this fart on top of the deck, and it is their turn. The Froggo's turn. So the fart says, target a survivor the fewest spaces from the heinous origin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll make it Alistair. He suffers monster level brain damage to a random hit location to the head. Monster level brain damage and gains a stink token. Speaking of, Lucy's going to gain an insanity from the skull. A rotten emission. A rotten emission. Alistair. And now we draw this card, and it is the Phantasmagoria, the farthest threat. So this is going to be on Urs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's going to move 1 space closer to the edge. And he's about to break. She's going to suffer monster level brain damage and be knocked down. Whee! Okay. So he's going to stand up. She's in good shape. Yep. Okay. So Glow will move into the rear. 1, 2, 3. There was no gaseous bloat from that, so there's no farts in play. We'll try Fist and Tooth. We'll keep with the plan. It's a 5 and a 1. We miss both. Alistair will go into the front. He'll attack with his stabby stone. He rolls a 7 and a lantern 10. He's angry. He's angry about what's happened so far. No reactions on either of them. Critical wound, -2 toughness tokens. Spraying frog milk. That's nice. If any surrogates are insane, they gain +1 luck. Oh my god. We might get +1 luck on Glow here if we critical. Sorry, that was the wrong order, but no, we fail that one. We fail that one. Well, hang on, I used the sword, didn't I? We still failed both. Oh. Alistair, very disappointing. Move to there. Just terrible. Come on, team. We can do better than that. Soaring Bony Punch, excellent. Farthest Stinky Survivor. That is Alistair, unfortunately. So we are going to leap to either here or here. So we're going to leap to here. To face away. Alistair's knocked down in front of him. But it is a busted knuckle. The grab does 1 to the hand. So Alistair has a severe injury roll to his hand. He rolls a 6. Contracture. I do hate Alistair. He's just normally the worst guy. He just sucks. And then he's going to get attacked as well. He hits twice, and those 2 hits are on the hands and the waist. So we'll actually dodge the hands with his survival, and the waist can take 1 damage because of the knocked out knuckle. Okay, Urs stands up. Oh, you're a doofus, Deno, actually, if I'm there. Yep. So we'll do a leap, and we'll attack with the stone. 1 hit, thank goodness. Adjacent insane survivors perceive the frog dog's pain. I think Glow is insane, isn't she? Yeah, of course she is. So this is if we wound, but if we critical, that'd be nice. Oh, what did I say I used? She doesn't have a luck. I think I used the sword. All right, so she's going to gain 1 insanity and be knocked down. But she has done a wound. It's not a critical. Done. Urs walks into the rear. Sure, Fist and Tooth. But we need some resources. A perfect hit from Urs. There's no downside to this. There's no reaction. Urs. Oh, Lucy's actually got to use Fist and Tooth because I chucked her stone. Why do I keep pressing that one? I need to turn that one off. 2 7s. Lucy, once again, is an animal. The death blow, not helpful. This is a reflex if we're not in the monster's blind spot, so that's okay. We are. Lucy's going to use the red dice at Zwex's recommendation. So she's critting on a 9, wounding on a 7. She rolls a 4. And then the death blow, she rolls a 3. All right, suboptimal so far. Abrasive lick, the stinkiest threat. So there isn't one. Closest threat in field of view. There also isn't one because everyone's tucked in the blind spot. So Alistair is the stinkiest target, but he's not a threat. And there's no other threats in field of view. So he's going to do KG. I think KG has moved to the centre of the board and he's going to knock everyone down. Oh no, it's place the monster. Nice. All sane survivors gain a -1 evasion token. Actually, we can do that. Place the monster in the centre of the showdown board. Drawn to the scent of unease, barking dog piles race out from under the frog dog. All sane survivors are marked with dog scent. Gain a -1 evasion token. So Urza, sane. Alistair, sane. Glow, insane. Lucy, sane. Stink tokens all round. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, good news now, Alistair stands up. Let's do Glow. And do we want to do Fist and Tooth? We've done 2 wounds. No, we're going to just attack with swords. We're going to stab with stones. 2 hits. It's a wound, so no. Oh, which one's first better? Yeah, no, this one's first. And another wound, not a critical. No, but 2 wounds. Good work, Glow. You're on fire. So both failure reactions don't trigger. She'll move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 2 wounds. So Urz is going to go. She'll attack in the blind with the stone. A 5 and a 6. That's 2 more hits because of ocular parasites. There's a reflex and an impervious. We'll do the impervious first. We roll a 6. Oh. No wound. And the other one, we roll a 2 and do nothing. Reflex. All adjacent survivors gain a stink token. And if the attacker is sane, which she is, red and white, she gains eproctophilia. Urza, eproctophilia. So she's going to move. We'll go get some copper. Alistair. No, we'll do loose first. So she's Fist and Tooth in the rear. A 9 and a 1. 9 is a hit. No reaction. She's red dice. She rolls an 8. It's a wound, but it's not a critical. And she'll then move to here. Here. And Alistair will just go to there. And he'll swing. We'll go Fist and Tooth to try and get some criticals. A 9 and a 9. There's a wound reaction and a wound reaction. So we're wounding on 7s, critting on 9s. Alistair can roll this white dice and the pink dice because he sucks. That's a 1, so no failure. And that's a 1. Alistair continuing to suck. That's it. Monster's turn. Soaring Bony Punch. So now Alistair is the target. So the Froggo is going to leap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'd love it to be 1, 2, 3. Yeah! Jumps to here. Boom. Alistair's in front. Boom. We want him to die. So we get the death principle triggered. So the grab damage. 1 to the body. So I think that's a severe injury roll for Alistair. Yep. So he rolls a 5 on the body, which is a destroyed back. Alistair. We should bring in Zachary. If Alistair doesn't, yep, we'll get rid of him. Yeah, good work. 1 bleeding token. You're rubbish. Oh no, it's actually, he's got systemic pressure, so it's actually a 4. Gaping chest wound. It's not a destroyed back, it's a gaping chest wound. And he shouldn't have got a contracture either. He should have got a ruptured muscle. Oh, okay. So ruptured muscle. Stop pressing the wrong buttons. Ruptured muscle and a gaping chest wound. And 2 bleeding tokens. All right, very good. Okay, Alistair's still kicking. That was just the leap, that was just the grab damage. So he's attacking. He rolls 2 hits, and these are only 1 damage because of the busted knuckles to the head and the waist. So the waist is fine, the head is a severe injury roll. He is chomped and dead. Alistair, you are very dead. We've done it, we've triggered principal death. And we lost our worst survivor, which is great. All right, so that's good for us. Where did we get? Yeah. So we're going to leap to here, and she's got Founding Stone, so she's going to swing Founding Stone. That's a Lantern 10 and a 9, but the trap is due. Oh, no trap, 2 wounds though. We need a critical here. So we're definitely wounding. Unless we can crit. Who's this? Glow. All right. Deno. So we failed to wound. We wound on a 3+, and we failed to wound. So that's fine. This one. Perform leap and then gaseous bloat, but it is a wound. So 1 to 5. Oh, I rolled it on the thing. Nope, so it's going to jump right on poor Luce. So that's a shame. So she got landed on. So we read this thing. Monster crashes down. All adjacent survivors suffer monster level damage to a random hit location. That's a shame. To the body. Luce. 1 to the body. So here. Knock down, knock down. So knock down in our turn, which means we'll stand up in the next turn. Now, does Urza go and get the copper, or does she swing? She'll go swing. Actually, you know what we might do? We might fling her stone, so then we know that Soaring Bony Punch is the last card. That could be the trap though. Is that worth a risk for a stone? Yeah, we'll do it. We'll fling her stone. Gain 1 Mossy Molar. That's nice. I like at least 1 extra free resource. So we are just down to Soaring Bony Punch. And she'll move next to the thing. Good. All right. So we know it's Soaring Bony Punch. We know that the farthest stinky survivor is her. We are going to leap. So 1 to 5, 6 to 10. Cool. Done. She's knocked down over here. So that's going to be 1 damage to Urza's chest. And then we're going to have an attack on Urza. Only 1 hit. Where does it go? It goes on the waist. She's not even copping that. Get around it. Oh, but what about my copper? Standing up and standing up. Did I remember to do the splash damage on Glow? I'm not sure if I did. That's 1 to Glow's body. Cool. All right, so 2 wounds required. I think we'll do Glow and we'll do her sword because the trap's very close. 1 hit. Very good. All adjacent survivors suffer monster level brain damage. So she suffers 1. And Urza's going to suffer a brain trauma. She rolls a 4. Does she have a torment? No. Flee your knockdown. Oh, that's actually fine. And she gains 4 insanity, and she's all the way over there. No, it's splash damage from the leap. All adjacent survivors and survivors the monster lands on suffer monster level damage to a random hit location. Which is what I did, which is good. But you're also a couple of seconds behind, so. Very good. Yeah, that's fine. Perform basic action targeting the attacker. So Glow's getting attacked in the face. She is doomed, so she can't dodge. Turn to face. We're going to put a fart on top of the fart deck. Boom. 3 speed. 3 hits. No, don't. Leave Glow alone. What's she ever done to you, mate? Hand, boot, body. Severe injury roll. Glow. Don't. Glow dies. Damn. That's all right. Well, now Lucy's got her chance to shine. She's got fist and tooth in his face. Lucy's swinging with red dice. A 7 and an 8. Come on, Luce. Get it done. Oh, there's a failure reaction and... Oh, no reaction. All right, so we do this one first. Come on, Luce. That's a landed 10. Yes. Double blinking eye. We gain an aqueous eye. The soaring bony punch is gone. Luce can get this done with 1 fell swoop. But I think the aqueous eye gives me some bad stuff, doesn't it? Don't I get Eproctophilia out of that? Is that a basic or is that a... Oh, yeah, it's a Froggo resource. Come on, Luce. A random survivor gains Eproctophilia. So on a 1 to 5, it's Lucy. And I'm taking that for my critical that I just rolled on the wound. I'll see what it would... Yeah. Yeah, so it's... Lucy's getting Eproctophilia, but she also just killed the frog dog. What a legend. And we get an elastic tongue. Yeah. All right, I'm okay with 2 people dying. That's not too bad. That's all right. Lucy, star of the show, as always. Boom. All right, we got through. That's good. Would have struggled with another one. So 4 resources, and then we got a myriad of settlement events, and we got a white line resource. So first one, spindly paw, tatty hide, wiry crest, whatever, and a waxy dermis. Very good. Some hide. That's nice. And then basics, it'd be good to get a love juice. It'd be good to get a thing that we can have some babies with. So first one is the worst possible flip. Perfect organ's all right, but not much use. Monster hide. And a skull. Actually, that can't be in the deck because I grabbed a skull at the start. And so we get a monster bone. No love juice, no babies. We do get a white line resource, but what I do in this is I just roll the dice to see which one I get. 1 to 10, we roll 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We get some lion testes. That's nice. Oh, we can make frog doggles? That's fun. Okay, well, that was good. I enjoyed that. We didn't get my copper. Would I have lost my arm? No, we would have got copper. What a shame. So let's go here. Is Lion Tail 7? Did I miss it? Curious Hint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, the layered maxilia is indomitable resource, so you can't have that. So I just ignore that and the dew claw. They're not in there. All right, so let us complete the showdown. We gain 1 Hun XP. We only get 2 endeavours. We've triggered death. And we've got a lot of things to do. So let's skip over here. Obviously we have the first day settlement event. Here it is. The first day settlement event will help set up your campaign. Let's see if we can do a hard mode campaign, because the last couple of times I've rolled a 7+. 6 unnamed survivors plus 2 would be hard mode. Yes, it's hard mode. We're only doing 6 survivors. Nice. That's going to be tough. We could have a failed settlement. That is cool. So I'm just doing unnamed because I want to have character when I name them, maybe. Okay, that can just be Simone. Sure. Sol. I know we were going to do gods. All right, I'll go back and do this in a second. I just want to get through all the events and stuff first. Male. Maynard. Excellent. We'll do names in a second. So is that 8? No, we need 1 more. Kip. All right, we're underway. I've rolled 7+ on that so many times. It just, yeah, makes it a lot harder. Hang on, what story events have I got? It's the other book. Dreamless Respite and First Meal. All right, nominate a survivor to gesture over the roar of snores. The settlement gains the Dreamless Language Innovation. Boop. The settlement gains the Silent Dialect Innovation. The nominated survivor gains +2 understanding. I nominate Lucy. The survivors agree they must hunt to live. Add the frog dog to your settlement list. Build the innovation deck now. Excellent, I will. Where's my innovations here? So we need Song of the Brave, yes, no. Paint, drums, ammonia, inner lantern, Clan of Death, can I have that? That'll make me feel a bit better. Symposium, Hovel. No, we're doing Dreamkeeper. I wanted to do something different. Yep. Build the innovation deck now. Then the settlement gathers around the Giant Guardian. Who do we want to nominate to be our person? We'll nominate Lucy so she can remove her eproctophilia. Keeper of Dreams. And she's got Grounded. I do like Grounded. All right. Very good. Good work. A tremendous commencement. Then the next event that we have is First Meal. Hang on, I've gone too far. EF. There it is. Raise a drink. I'll zoom that out because that's just a smidge too close. We gain a collective cognition. We gain the first collective cognition reward, which is the one that says 1, and that is Facets of Existence. We have our starting philosophy deck. Did we get any level up? So Lucy didn't suffer any damage, I don't think. Oh no, she did. So that's 1. And she did suffer a brain trauma. She suffered flee. So she's going to get the spare 2. Oh, very nice. Ponder the Darkness. All right, so let's name Kip. Kip can be. Let's do Sobek. So that is the crocodile god of Egypt, and we'll make him teal. So Sobek is a survivalist. Boop. So, oh, I love philosophies. They add so much extra work, but I do feel they're worth it. Turn to rank 1, read it aloud, and by the way, did I ever tell you that I did this thing by using that innovation that you get from Snow the Saviour, and you can spend 6. So I got him to be a divergent survivalist. Fantastic. You are alone. All that matters is your survival. Adapt to survive. Gain +1 Lumi, Sobek, and roll. I will use the green dice for Sobek because he's a crocodile. And roll 1d10. I would like Desperate Strike. I don't like Strength Training. It's an 8. We get Strength Training. Cool, man. I haven't had Desperate Strike in the longest time. I just want Desperate Strike. Strength Training. Survivalism knowledges. That's monster knowledges. That's a big crocodile one, isn't it? That's a good idea. I don't have those models. I find it very difficult to... Strength training. Boom. Sobek. I find it very difficult to buy things that don't have that much in-game content. We don't have collective cognition 11, so we just have 1 Lumi and Sobek with strength training. Yep, probably 400 would be good. I would be happy with 400 knowledges and things. They're just the coolest part of the game. All right, now we need to nominate a survivor to don the pack. And I picked him, so we've got Impermanism, because I haven't played it in a long time, because I hate it, and Facism, and then we're going to use Gatherism. I'm still a bit flexible on my tier 2s. I would like to use Gourmandism because it's probably become my favourite, but it might be Regalism and Optimism. I'll see. And then Champion, again, because I don't use it that much. What have we got now? Extinguished Guidepost? No, what's it called? Oh yeah, no, it is Extinguished Guidepost. All right, well done. A Death Pact is formed. Gain the Death Pact innovation. And the Outskirts location. Well done. All right, nominate a survivor to accompany the hunting survivors. They are the scout, and they must feel a grim responsibility. Guess how many times I've rolled poorly on this one? Pretty much every time. Who do we want to be scout? Well, let's pick, so we'll pick another newbie. So, who was a scouty type person from? Oh, what's that? What's that guy? Hermes. Hermes. That says Shermies. It's not Shermies. It's Hermes. Cool. Oh, and he can be yellow. Well done. All right, Hermes. You've got a grim responsibility, my friend. He rolls a 9. Hermes is the best. He gains +1 strength. Yeah, Fen knew exactly where I was going. Well done, Fen. On fire again. Okay, so that is all of the required ones. So we now have Principal Death, which is fine. Unlikely to have a Principal New Life. Unlikely. It's very hard not to go for Cannibalise. So we'll go for Cannibalise. Because I want Maroism, because it's the coolest fucking thing in the whole of all of the philosophies, which are already the coolest fucking thing ever. So 1 to 5, we gain a Founding Stone and +3 Insanity for departing survivors, and then we get a guy who gets a permanent speed. I don't really mind permanent speed, but would prefer the other result. That's a 6. Permanent speed. We get to choose that after. So I don't think we'll go the Scout. Lucy probably will get a speed. So what weapon are we going to use that speed with? Crestax is a no, because that's already 3 speed. Not sure. Anyway, so we don't get the basic resource from that first person dying, but we do get it from the second person dying. So Alistair might have just provided us the love juice that we're so desperately craving. No! You're an idiot. Was it the next one? No. 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 I swear I've only got 1 love juice in my thing. There's supposed to be 2, I think. Feels like I've only got 1. I never seem to draw them early on. So we've got 2 endeavours with which to spend. Yeah, I actually was going to ask Taste to write me some rules for that. I was talking about it in the Discord a little while ago. I was going to do because there's a lot of sets now that you can have that have just bone armor. It would have been sick. It would have been unreal. Maybe I'll still do that after this, because how good would that be, having Maroism as your floor? It'd be busted. It'd be so busted. Okay, and I think that is all of the stuff that we need to do. Yeah, and so we'll go Lucy for +1 speed. Sure. So Hermes is departing and he is the Scout. So we'll definitely grab the Bonesmith so we can take some weapons in. And then I guess the correct thing to do is the Skinnery, because an innovation is unlikely to provide anywhere near the level of benefit that a set of Rawhide will. So we'll take the Skinnery. That's a shame. It is what it is. All right, I think we're good. So yeah, we have the Outcast story event in Lanternier 3. Lanternier 2 has the Endless Screams to bring the Antelope in. The Nucleope, I'm going to have to read the rules for that guy again. So let's pop our stuff into storage. We have Organ, Bone, Second Skull, Hide, perfect organ. Broken lantern. And then from Frog Boy, we have a waxy dermis, a wiry crest, tatty hide, spindly paw, elastic tongue, aqueous eye. No, this will be my first time. Very excited. Let's just have a look at what we can craft with Frozcrafter when we get there. So, hello Raziel. You've got lots of content to look at, yes. We can make a grapple claw. Are you shitting me? What does that require to craft? It's like one of my favourite weapons. Oh my god, you need a mossy molar and a spindly paw and a broken lantern for a friggin' grapple claw? Are you shitting me? Well, we should give Lucy the grapple claw. So she's got +1 speed, so she's rolling 3 dice on the grapple claw. Oh man, that's great. Frog Doggles requires a broken lantern and an aqueous eye, and we do like the Frog Doggles. Yeah, okay, I lied about the broken lantern. You were right. The broken lantern is going to be absolutely glorious. Crest stacks, what do you require? A wiry crest and a monster bone. Perfect, so we can make a crest stacks as well. So that's cool. Vertebrae, okay, that requires the mossy molar, which we're probably going to use for the grapple claw. Vigor capsule. Yeah, so Screaming God is probably a situation where this is maybe not as terrible as it actually is. Getting an extra movement seems fine. The long club's always not bad. Does mean you're stinky though. Yeah, alright. So we'll just Bone Smith. So we don't need darts against the frog. Axe requires an organ, which I have plenty of. The club is actually a really good option in against the frog because you can use the jumping, but at that point it's kind of overkill. You're just wounding on a 2+. So, and it's a bit tricky to get in a position we don't have dash. He does tend to jump on your face a lot. We could go a couple of skull helms. They're always good. All right, so we'll definitely go for a vest, which we'll use a hide. We'll go for the gloves, which we'll use tatty hide, and we'll go for the hat, and we'll use the waxy dermis. The elastic tongue's another one, isn't it? I don't want to use the wiry crest. What else have we got? Yeah, just the elastic tongue. That's fine. And then the bone smith, we will go a bone axe because I'm quite partial to them. I enjoy a bone blade, and we're setting up for our impermanists. Good question. I am also, mine's coming in the mail as well. And you have fighting arts and disorders that you include from the start of the campaign. So fortunately Scribe has included those. So yeah. Yeah, it's something I hadn't considered, but could be okay. So I don't want to waste those other Froggo resources. The elastic tongue, we could go another piece of the set. We've got another skull, okay. So we can afford to make one more weapon. Do we want to start mixing up a dagger? I'm not making a bone club, that requires lots of things. Not making darts. I don't mind dagger. I don't mind a bone dagger. I like to have a little bit of a variety. Perfect hit for a bit of survival booning. Could be fine. So we're playing a little more conservative here because we had a bad start. We've only got 8 survivors, so I normally like to innovate in the first lantern year. But because of how precious our survivors will need to be, and the fact that we're not going to have survival of the fittest because we didn't get a love juice, yeah, we just need to be a little more cautious with our stuff, which is cool. So yeah, I know it's usually a much better idea to save your resources in the first lantern year and spend them on stuff, but I just love innovating. I think it's great. So I think we will go for some boots from the elastic tongue. Yep. Okay. What's the time? 8 o'clock. See, I could go another one, but I think I'll try and play smart. I'll just calm it down. So we've got an axe, we've got a dagger, we've got a sword. So it's weapons all round. And then we've got boots, we've got a vest, we've got gloves, and we've got a hat. No bandages. I don't have any way to make stone noses. But next lantern year, we're making a grapple claw. Yes! Being able to make the grapple claw at this point is so cool. And we've got a perfect organ. I don't think there's much we can make at this point. I hate perfect organ draws early because you just want to save them. And that's, yeah. If we beat the frog, yes. Now, yeah, the Prologue frog is actually significantly tougher than the Lantern Year 1 frog. When you have ocular parasites, it is a vastly, vastly difficult thing. I haven't had that bad of luck before. So we need to add the A farts. I think it's B and A farts for this guy. Fart deck. Oh no, it's still just B's. Nice. Okay. Fart deck done. 8 2. His toughness 8. Yeah, alright. I need to get my models. So we've got Sobek and Hermes. So let me get those models out. I was going to set up a camera of me going over to my cabinet, but I haven't done that yet. So who are we going to use for Sobek? Right, there's me male scout. Boop. For Hermes. Who looks like a Sobek? Badar's kind of got an Egyptian-y vibe. No, let's use Roaring Harmonica Kale. He looks cool. I don't think I've ever used him. Yeah, that's Sobek. Excellent. And then I think we can level up Lucy into her slightly cooler form, but we'll leave Urza as the shit form. So Lucy's going to get... Oh, that's good work from you, Deno. The level 2-1. Yep. Okay. Roaring Harmonica Kale is now known as Sobek. So I was going to do, I haven't done it yet, but I was going to do this with my survivor models because I've painted all these models and I try to use different ones each time, but I think I said I wanted to write the names on the bases. I want to immortalize the characters when they actually do something awesome. Yeah, I think that'd be cool to actually have them have their names. So if they make it through a campaign, they get named. So this guy, we would write Sobek on his base. He would no longer be called Kale. He would be called Sobek, and so on and so forth. So who are we going to send out? That is the question. So I definitely think Urza goes out. She does have Despair 2. Fine. When you depart, she's going to gain an Insanity. That would be good. And she's got no Torment. Lucy will definitely go out. She didn't suffer any other damage. She's got speed, so we'll probably give her the axe. Lucy can have the axe. So who do we want to survive, basically? So Sobek's going out. Lucy and Urs are going out so we can get some stuff. Hermes is our scout, so we need one more. Alright, so we're going to use gods from all over. So we won't just be locked into Egyptian gods. We can use Roman, we can use Norse, we can use any gods you want. So let's go, this is a female, no, this is another male god. So let's go Loki. Always reliable. And then, yeah, so throw some gods at us, some name survivors. We've got a couple of females, so I was going to go Freya, but yeah, tell me some other suggestions for names. We'll do that. And I'll set up for another showdown, which we probably won't do now, but I'll think about how long it takes me to set it up. When's Preacher arrive? Actually, have I added her in to the thing? What year does she arrive? Lantern year 8. That's a long time. I might not even make it that far. Minerva's good. Oh, Persephone's good as well. Okay, we'll go Persephone, Minerva, Persephone. Minerva. Demeter. Your name is Socrates. That is awesome. That is a cool name. So what do we need? We need one more. We should definitely do an Isis. What, I've got 8 survivors, yeah? Urza, Luce, Demeter, Hermes, Loki, Minerva, Persephone, Sobek. Done. Alright, so Isis will be our next female. Cool. Yep, some very good traditional Greek gods. The dog days are over. The dog days are you. Run fast for your brother, fast for your mother. 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 of these. One, two. yeah, I'm pretty happy with only having to do that showdown twice. The Frog Dog is one that really ramps with that Ocular Parasites because he's 3 attacks. Sometimes he hits everything and it's just a disaster. So that's gone and that's gone. So we got Lucy, we got Sobek, we got Urza, who's going out again. So we can get some philosophies, and then our last survivor that we're taking out is whom? So let's take out Demeter. Perfect. Froggo, level 1. Yeah, Lucy with her axe. Alright, you look like a Demeter. He'll be fine. So Sobek's actually going to be green. Which means Demeter can be teal. Yeah, so 3 speed on a bone axe seems nice. So we'll just go Founding Stone there, cloth there. The Scout's just going to be naked as the day they were born. So who? Yeah, Bone Blade, Sobek. So we'll give the Scout a stone because they're going to try and run away. Oh, the Scout starts stinky. Oh, I hate the Scout with the Frog Dog. I fucking hate the Scout. Why am I playing the Scout? I'm making this so hard on myself, I swear. Founding Stone. Okay, is that what we want? Or do I want to just protect Lucy? I'm not sure. I think we'll leave it as is. I think we'll leave it like that. That seems fine. All right, friends. Well, this is going to be what we're going to be playing for the next few little weeks. So I'm going to leave the next showdown for tomorrow night. So I'll be back tomorrow playing this next showdown. And then probably Lanternier 3. What's that? No, Lanternier 1 and 2. We'll do tomorrow night. And then, is there a Scout Discovery for Screaming God? Is there? That's awesome. That's sick. I'll do that for sure. I'm sure someone else will do it before me. I'm going to be ages away. But yes, and then I'm probably going to do a couple of earlier streams in the day. So it'll be Sunday morning. We'll probably do a stream of playing, but that might also be painting. I might be painting on Sunday. But anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed tonight's Kingdom Death playthrough. I'm jazzed to be back, and yeah, enjoy. I will catch you all tomorrow, those that decide to join. And if not, that's okay. You'll be able to follow it on YouTube later on. I'll catch you all soon. Thanks for the chats. Big Deno out.